Well, look, Bitcoin's digital property, and that makes it the perfect asset for a retirement plan. It's less risky than bonds, than stocks, than commercial real estate, than gold. It was kind of built for this.
So I do want to start with this news because it does certainly seem like a big deal that Fidelity, this retirement plan provider, the first major one to do this, is taking a move like this. How do you see it in terms of next steps for Bitcoin and Bitcoin adoption?
Well, look, Bitcoin's digital property, and that makes it the perfect asset for a retirement plan. It's less risky than bonds, than stocks, than commercial real estate, than gold. It was kind of built for this. Most people buying Bitcoin, they want to give it to their grandchildren and their great-grandchildren. So I think Fidelity's put their finger on an issue. There's 80 million Americans that currently own or have owned digital assets. 30% of institutions want to own these digital assets. 401k plan is a pretty common thing for millions and millions of workers to use to save in order to protect their family interest. And this is going to fill an important vacuum in the investment product market.
Now, and I realize that MicroStrategy is technically a tech company, but it is also the largest publicly traded company in terms of Bitcoin holdings. So are you expecting many of your employees to actually adopt this into their retirement plans?
Yeah, there's been a lot of demand for this. They've been asking for it for quite a while. And so it's a technical challenge to offer 401k savings plans. And Fidelity has overcome that challenge in offering a great product. So we're really delighted to be able to offer it to our employees.
So even as we're having this conversation, it was just last month that the U.S. Labor Department published guidance cautioning employers to, quote, exercise extreme care before they consider adding a cryptocurrency option to a 401k plan's investment menu. The fact that there is still so much hesitancy here, and I think a lot of it's been tied to historically the volatility we've seen in the price of Bitcoin. What is it going to take from your viewpoint for the government to perhaps better understand or align itself around cryptocurrency assets?
You know, there's a lot of fear and uncertainty around electricity, automobiles, airplanes, and the like when those technologies arrived. Bitcoin's a digital transformation of property, of capital, of energy. It's like money at the speed of light on an open protocol. It's going to require a lot of education, and I think that as regulators and the society at large gets more educated, they'll get more comfortable that this is a much better way to do this than the 20th century technique.
Michael, you mentioned obviously there is a core of people who certainly want to hold digital assets such as Bitcoin for the long term. I'm wondering your read about how Bitcoin has traded. It's trading right now at levels first reached, let's say, 15 months ago after a massive surge, of course, before that. And it's really been in sync with other speculative dollar-based assets like the NASDAQ. So what's the take on what's happening there?
There's three types of investors in Bitcoin. There's the traders, there's the technocrats, and there's the maximalists. The maximalists are buying the stuff to give to their grandchildren, and they just dollar cost average in, and they're all in already. So they don't control the market. The technocrats think it's the next big tech network like Google or Facebook. When they're feeling bullish on technology, they're buying. When they're feeling bearish on technology, they're selling. The traders think it's either a correlated asset or an uncorrelated asset, the risk assets, depending on their mood. Right now, they think it's correlated to risk, and so if they're selling risk, they're selling Bitcoin. It's obviously not a tech stock. It is actually the ultimate risk-off asset. In time, over the course of 4, 5, 6, 7 years, everybody figures it out. But right now, the traders and the technocrats control the market trading of Bitcoin, and it's a function of the tug of war between them and the mood in the market.